Hi everybody.
Hi.
Hello. Welcome to 2BadEggs. I'm Vreni.
I'm Mary.
And this is 2BadEggs, our really good show where we read comics about our lives and stuff.
And stuff. Sometimes our lives, sometimes our deaths, but, you know.
Yes, and stuff,
but
always stuff. Speaking of death, this week we're going to talk about spooky paranormal things.
Yeah! Woo!
Yay!
So scary.
Woo-hoo. So spooky, so scary. So I'll volunteer to go first because Mary's got a spookier story.
Do I? Have I told you this one before?
I don't know, but whatever it is mine's not spooky.
Okay.
I promise you, mine's not spooky.
Okay.
Because I legitimately nothing spooky has ever happened to me in my life. Nothing.
That's a shame.
Not a spooky thing. Is it? I think it's okay.
Yeah, it's alright.
I'm not really upset
It
that I've
sucks
never seen
when
a
it does
ghost.
happen. It makes you feel like you're gonna die.
I'm a big, huge baby. Like, I don't like spooky, scary things. So I'm very happy that I've never seen a ghost.
Oh, God.
But, so, instead of that, but there is another paranormal thing, is I have, the most, boring superpower ever.
What is it?
I have premonitions.
Oh my God. That's not boring.
I have, really, uncanny, very clear, specific premonitions, in dreams, but they're only of, dumb bullshit. Yeah, no, but I don't control them. I just see the future in a dream, and then it happens.
Well,
but it's always very specific and very weird. Because, this happens to me probably, once every other week. I'll have one of these dreams.
What?
But, it's just, I don't really remember my dreams. My dreams are, not a thing that I remember.
Right.
Usually ever. So it's really weird for me to remember a dream, first of all. So I'll, remember that, I had a dream, which is unusual. But it's, very clear, and it's always, a moment. They're never more than, a minute long, and it's, here's one that I had, not that long ago, I was in the grocery store near my apartment, and I saw someone that I went to high school with, who I was I would never bump into them, in my grocery store. I was what a fucking weird dream. And, I dropped something, and they were they said something, really fucking weird to me. They were oh, watch out, Butterfingers. And I was that's a weird thing to say. I think because, I dropped a Butterfingers. Yeah, it was, a fucking weird dream. And then I was well, that was strange, and I'm going about my daily life. And then it was probably, 2 weeks later, it happened.
Whoa.
I was in the grocery store, and I dropped something, and then, someone said something to me, and I look up, and it's a kid I went to high school with.
Oh my God.
That, has no reason to be here.
That's so
and it's
cool.
It's shit like that.
That's so cool.
But it happens to me all the time. But it's, one of those things where I'm it can't be real. I can't really be seeing the future.
That's so
But it's
cool.
always something that's, really weird and boring and, never useful to me. I'm not gonna, figure out, who's gonna win the election or, how to become a millionaire from this.
Maybe it is useful.
I can't save anybody.
Maybe you have to pay attention to the hidden symbolism and garbage in your dream. Yeah.
Maybe. I mean, what hidden symbolism is there to, Butterfingers?
Butterfingers are delicious, and he gave you a delicious Butterfinger in your butt.
Oh.
I don't know. That's just a guess.
What a terrible nightmare. I don't like this dream anymore.
I'm sorry.
Maybe I'm a super villain. Maybe it's a super villain power.
Oh, that'd be sick. I'd be into it.
Yeah. Yeah, I can't remember, I asked somebody about it, and they said that it meant that I was where I was supposed to be.
Oh, I hate that answer.
Know. Exactly! I was
that's
some fucking bullshit. I hate that. I hate that so much. Yeah,
I'll
and
tell
I was
you where you're supposed
answer.
to be.
But yeah, it's
Asshole.
I don't know. I did a lot of research about dreams at some point. And, I could never really find a very satisfactory explanation as to, they're different than deja vu, you know?
Yeah.
The feeling that you've done something. These are, I specifically remember having these dreams at a point in time, you know, a couple months in advance of this really happening. How could I know that specific event was gonna happen?
I've had, similar things, but I didn't do my paranormal story on that, so I guess I can't talk about it.
Yeah.
But yeah, oh.
But yeah, let's hear
Yeah.
your paranormal story.
Alright.
Since you probably have an actual paranormal story and I just have a fake superpower.
I actually do have an actual paranormal story with multiple witnesses and still 20 years later, no explanation.
Sweet.
But damn, because I get, like, sleep paralysis and, like, shit like that, and I have, like, had weird dreams that have, like, come to reality before, and it's...
Mm-hmm.
But, alright. Another time we'll do that. But, hang on, I have to pull up my own comic. Alright, so this is, not not too long after... My memories first started after the divorce, really. Mm-hmm. Like, I have, like, some early memories of my babysitter, but my real memories don't really happen until I'm, like, 5 or 6.
Right.
And I'm with my dad for the weekend, and after, like, the divorce, my dad lived with his mother for a period of time, but my grandmother lived in a trailer park. So I would go visit her on the weekends, and
So you were a trailer park boy.
I was a trailer park boy, which is why I relate to the show so much. But, so every other weekend I would go and I'd stay at my grandmother's trailer in her trailer park in Indiana. So, this was a particular night where, I decided that I wanted to spend the night at my grandmother's trailer with my 2 cousins who are both, like, almost exactly my age. Like, one is a couple months older than me, and the other one is a couple months younger than me. So I was, like, the middle child of my, like, family, kinda, in, like, my cousinly sense. And, both my uncle and my father decided they just left, because there wasn't really anywhere else to stay but the living room where we were sleeping. So they they went, like, I don't know, fucking somewhere else to stay. And it was just 3 girls, me and my 2 cousins, and then my grandmother were the only people in this trailer this night. And I slept on the floor with the younger cousin, and my older cousin slept on the couch. And I was just having a hard time getting to sleep. Like, I wasn't scared, but, like, I fell asleep for, like, a couple hours, and then I woke up because, like, the trailer was rocking from the wind or something, and it was just, like, aggravating me. Like, something just, like, annoyed me to the point of, like, waking up. And I was trying to fall back asleep, and it's, like, 2 a.m. or 2:15 in the morning, and I'm just, like, staring at the VCR, but I'm, like, wide awake. I'm totally wide awake. I can't fucking fall asleep. I'm just real pissed off. Before I really get into what happened, you need to understand the layout of my grandmother's trailer. The master bedroom where my grandmother was staying is all the way in the back. And we were staying all the way in the front. And the front is one big room. It's a living room, and then you take a single step down, and then you're in the dining room / kitchen. Like, there's no wall separating the dining room kitchen from the living room. It's all one big open area. And then in the back of the kitchen, like in the corner of the kitchen, there's a hallway, a really long hallway, super long. Like, it's the rest of the length of the trailer that goes all the way back into my grandmother's bedroom. And there's only, like, a bathroom, a sewing room, and then, like, a guest bedroom, which I don't know why we weren't staying in. I think we just wanted to have, like, a cool slumber party on the floor of the living room, and it was more space, and we didn't have to, like, it was more fair that way.
You have to sleep in front of the TV.
Yeah, that was probably it, because there definitely wasn't a TV in the guest bedroom. So, that is the layout of my grandmother's trailer. And not only is there, like, a big, long hallway, but every single step you take in any single part of this trailer, you can hear. If my grandmother were to walk from her bedroom out to the living room, you would hear every single step, because the entire trailer it's old, it's creaky, it's a shitty trailer. Like, you can hear every fucking thing. But I did not hear this person. It was super late, super dark, and a very, very tall man. Taller than my father and much taller than my uncle. I believe my uncle is a little bit shorter than my father. But a taller man, taller than my dad, for sure, came out from the hallway where my grandmother was. And like, there was no chance that I wouldn't have heard him walk down that hallway. But he just appeared in the kitchen dining room area all of a sudden. Mm-hmm. He came out from the hallway, and he had a very sharp silhouette. Like, I could see, like, where his hair was and where his hair wasn't. Mm-hmm. I could see, like, that he was wearing, like, a button-up shirt, like, just from, like, judging from the silhouette of it, and I could see, like, his pants had, like, the belt up and his shirt was tucked in. Like, I could see every detail of his silhouette, but he was completely black. Like, just a big, black, sharp silhouette. Like, it was a real person to me, but what bothered me was that he was walking around the kitchen and not making a single sound. And it was driving me nuts. And he eventually sat down, somehow managed to pull out the head of the table chair where my grandmother used to sit, and, like, pulled out and made no sound whatsoever again. And he sat down in it, and he just sat there staring at us in the living room for a very long period of time. And he would just sit there, and every so often he would turn on what I assumed at the time to be like a laser pointer. It was like a little red light that would turn on for like 5 or 10 minutes, and then he would turn it off. And then he'd turn it back on again.
What?
And then he'd turn it off. And I just sat there staring at him for like an hour. Like, ghosts, like, when people talk about ghosts and shit, it's like, oh, there was like a ghost, and then it like threw something at me, like a poltergeist, and then it was gone. But I was just watching this dude for so long, and I'm just sitting there like racking my brain, like, who the fuck is this? My grandpa is dead. My dad wouldn't do something fucking weird like this. He's also taller than my dad. My uncle is much shorter and also would not do some bullshit like this. And I'm sitting there, and I wake up my cousins, and they see him too. Both of my cousins see him. We're all laying there in the living room, staring at this fucking dude, staring at us.
Oh.
Completely silent at like 3 a.m. now. And eventually he stands up. And he doesn't really do much. He, like, walks around the kitchen a little bit, still making no noise whatsoever. And he goes over to the kitchen sink, which above it is a window. And right in front of my grandmother's trailer is a really, really bright, annoyingly bright hydrogen streetlight. Like, super, like, it lights up basically the entire kitchen area. And he was standing directly in front of this light, and he was still a completely black silhouette.
What?
Standing directly in front of this light, to the point where, like, I was trying to figure out if he was, like, blocking the light, but he wasn't. It was, like, going through him, like, it was still on the table, but he was still a completely black silhouette. And
I don't like that.
We seriously just watched him for hours. To the point where, like, he would sit up, he would stand up and sit down, stand up, sit down every so often. And even when he was standing, he would, like, use that weird little, like, laser light. And
that's weird.
But we couldn't figure out, like, where it was pointing to. And it just, we eventually were just like, fuck this. And we fucking fell asleep because we didn't know what else to fucking do. So we eventually fell asleep. And then we woke up the next morning, and we all looked at each other, and we were like, that was fucking real. There was a fucking guy in here. There was a fucking guy in this fucking trailer who made no noise and had no, like, actual features on his body. And we ran to my grandmother's room. We checked all the rooms, checking to see if there was somebody still in the fucking trailer. Nobody was there. We woke up my grandma. We were freaking out. We were like, did somebody's dad come home last night? Was somebody here last night? Did you let somebody in? And she was just like, you all had the same dream.
No.
Yeah. So
you all have the same dream.
And to this day, every year, like around Christmas, we all meet up, the 3 of us again. We all fucking look each other in the eye and we're like, we didn't dream that. That was fucking real. We were sitting there for hours just watching this guy. That was a thing
Wow.
that happened. And we, like, asked my dad, we've asked my uncles, we've asked everybody, and they have all just been like, I don't know. And it's like, if you're gonna fucking pull a prank on your grandchildren for 20 years, there's gotta be a time when you gotta end it. And
That's fucking crazy. Also, what a weird prank to pull.
yeah, really, like, that's not something that my dad would do, because he would want to, like, laugh in my face about it, because he throws dynamite at me, that's the kind of guy he is. But, like, nobody's ever confessed to fucking with us, and we all still remember it exactly like it happened yesterday.
That's insane.
And, yeah, that was my scary, scary childhood with a ghost.
Wow. I don't like that at all.
No, and I've had, like, things since then, but that was, like, the most, like, wow, I'm sitting here and it's not going away. I was, like, pinching myself, I was slapping my face, I was doing everything.
Wow. That's fucked up.
And he didn't, like, we were moving around and whispering, and he still didn't say anything. Like, he didn't, like, we were clearly awake watching him, too. Like, if it had been my dad, or, like, my uncle, and he noticed that we were, like, giggling around or doing whatever, he would have been like, go back to sleep.
Yeah, exactly.
But nope.
Oh, that's so weird.
I don't know. Trailers are scary. Don't sleep in trailers.
I'll make a note of it.
So, yeah, that was it. So let us know your spooky ghost stories.
I don't want to hear any more ghost stories. They're scary and I don't like them.
I want to hear paranormal. I've also seen UFOs, which people think I'm just a stoner, but it's not true. I was not high for the UFOs I've seen.
Yeah, that'll be when we talk about our alien stories.
Yay, alien stories. We'll leave that as a theme suggestion. Suggest us to do
I definitely have an alien story. I don't have an alien story. Please don't leave aliens. I'll have to make some shit up.
Oh yeah, go for it. Make some shit up. Find somebody else who has an alien story and steal it.
I'll write a fan fiction where I get abducted by Commander Data and we fall in love.
Please. Please do.
I melt his cold robot heart.
Oh my god. Just kiss
really
it.
good one.
Just kiss his robot heart.
Okay. Kiss our channel by subscribing to it and commenting.
Yes.
And go to our Patreon to see.
And get some cool things.
Get some cool things and keep us
alive,
happy,
and fed.
and fed, and away from ghosts. Hiring ghost hunters is expensive.
It's 11:11 where Brenny is right now. So,
it is 11:11 where I am, so it's time to go.
Tell her good night.
Yep, good night. Good night, everybody. Goodbye.